The spiritual lineage of the Universal White Brotherhood was founded by Master Beinsa Duno, also known as Peter Konstantinov Dunov of Bulgaria in 1897. Master Beinsa Duno taught that the qualities of humility, obedience, honesty, goodness, intelligence, and nobility are foremost in spiritual practice. He explained that one should walk the path of love, wisdom, and truth. The Universal White Brotherhood believes that God is in everything, in the stones, the plants, the water, the air, the animals, and the light. Following the principle of ahimsa, or non-violence, Master Beinsa Duno practiced and preached a vegetarian diet. The master was also an accomplished musician and composer of many spiritual songs and compositions. Today, we continue with Master Beinsa Duno's lecture titled The Ascending Way. The beloved Master gives caring advice on how to cope with evil in the world. He also lovingly expands on how even the smallest moments in life can lead us to precious divine truths and connection to God within. Even the smallest occasion in everyday life gives an impulse towards benevolence, which comes from God. Even the smallest moment drives toward justice and prudence. So, the smallest thing in everyday life may provoke the impulse towards good, justice, and wisdom, which come from God. Every kind of negligence toward goodness, justice, and wisdom is the reason for the trials and tribulations in one's life. You suffer because you are negligent towards goodness. You suffer because you are negligent towards justice. You suffer because you are negligent towards wisdom. Leave the filthy road of life where everything is covered with fog and take the ascending path of love. Do not disregard the small flowers which you see on your way. Do not disregard the dewdrops which you see on the faded leaves. Do not resent the chirping of the little birds talking to each other. Do not deny even the most trivial song of light which brings joy to your soul. Do not refuse the kindness of the little beetle buzzing around you and praying. And when it comes to rest on your knee, touch it gently and say, "Thank you for the little goodness and for the little kindness you bring to me." When you speak, speak clearly and with good articulation. Do not mumble. Any person who does not know how to behave is wretched. In the world of good and evil in which you are living, you should always choose good first and then make evil be a servant of good. Do not make friends with evil. It is the heaviest burden that you can carry, the hardest work that you can do, the most difficult teaching that you can attain, the biggest surprises that you can face. Evil has got only one friend, and this is love. Meet the evil's friend first, meet love and then evil itself. Do not put your finger in the fire, but rather use tongues. The world of good and evil is a world of God. Do not enter into this world prematurely. Your place is not there. Until you acquire the knowledge and strength of the enlightened and intelligent beings in the divine world, you will always suffer. A suffering which cannot be used is a restraint for the soul. A suffering which can be used is an achievement for the soul. Enjoy the little fruits which God is sending to you daily and unceasingly, so that you may strengthen yourself on the path which leads to love. Once you enter the territory of love, it will reveal the beauty of the divine world to you. No divine fruits are attainable without love. With love, divine fruits are like threads from which all of life is woven. The Spirit is the one who with His light is weaving the good life of humans. Walk in the light of the Spirit, so that God may bless you. Make use of the contact points of light. Make use of the gifts of light. Pay attention to the smallest flicker of light to find the unknown paths of life. Hidden within are the divine joys descending from heaven. The earth is a place of divine treasures from which you benefit daily. Dust is as precious there as gold. The word dust is full of meaning. In Bulgarian, it has two meanings. One is the noun prah, dust, and the other is the verb prah, washed. One washes to get rid of the dust. Every dusty thing has to be cleaned. The word dust is associated with the word cleanliness, with the concept of purity. The word purity, on the other hand, is associated with the divine world. Therefore, dust leads to purity, and purity leads to the divine world. In the world of wisdom, dust is as precious as gold and gemstones, as sweet fruits and pure flowing water. Dust is the pen with which the earthly life was written down. If you love life, it is indivisible, but if you do not, it splits into two and causes you troubles. Do not despise your oppressor. You should rather love him, because it is through him that you will return to God. Work consciously and wisely on yourself, so that you may deal with the dust and free yourself from it. It is better to deal with the dust than to occupy the highest position in the world. Reigning without having dealt with the dust is vanity in life. Reigning after having dealt with the dust is being in the joy of life. If you rejoice, you have much dust in your life. If you suffer, you have little. Dust sings its own song of life, out of whose particles it came into existence. Receive joyfully the word of God, which flows into your souls. The word of God brings the divine fruits. Whatever may happen in your life, whether good or bad, rejoice. God will turn everything to good. Where God is present, life and death are one. Abide in God, so that He may live in you forever. Learn the precious words of love. Study the word that comes from God.